Moffat has made a brilliant start. He's flying and Brock is going. And here they come to that critical first bend.
We have a touch-off in the Hardy Ferrado Classic for 79 with Peter Brock 0-5 for the Mulder Holden dealer team. Zooming up Mountain Straight. Right behind him, Bobby Morris. Alan Moffat has advanced from 4th to 3rd, and Alan Grice. And here is our camera view in the Peter Williamson car in the small litre class. This is what it feels like in the opening corner and the first run to Mountain Straight. Peter Brock, 0-5, former National Touring Car Champion, leads from Bobby Morris, Alan Moffat, Alan Grice, Peter Jansen. Then the rest of the field, and Brock, who was going to conserve in this opening lap of the race, has established, even at this stage, what you would term a handy lead. Peter Williamson, meantime, trying to press the top of the mountain to get through some of these slower cars, not making any spectacular manoeuvres in this opening lap, because the drivers really don't know if anything goes wrong what's ahead of them.
The Mazda in front weaving across the road, the adrenaline pumping, 60 drivers out there all trying their hardest, trying to conserve their cars, trying to go fast. But look at Peter Brock, and the crowd are going wild at the top of the mountain.
They've got a Tirana 1, they've got a Tirana 2 and a Ford in 3rd. Peter Brock, smooth as can be, Mr. Professional in every sense of the word. Bobby Morris at 2nd. Alan Moffat in the Federation Camel Falcon is back in 3rd. Now, through this part of the circuit that is very demanding, the drivers have to take it very, very, very closely against the concrete wall. This is what it feels like, folks, in the first lap, with all this traffic coming over the top of the mountain. There's Peter Williamson right on the tail of a Tirana that isn't running as quickly as Peter Williamson would like to run. Now, the open spaces, the wide open territory of Conrod Straight, and it's all out, all the way.
Is Brock down the bottom of the straight. A fabulous first lap. He's going to go through in a standing start in about 2 minutes 30 seconds, and that's quick time.
Bobby Morris is in 2nd place. 3rd place is Alan Moffat, and moving up to give Moffat a tough time is Alan Grice. Okay, Conrod Straight. This is what it feels like coming down, going through the gears, the brakes as we approach the left-hander.
Derek Bell alongside him in the Alpha, but just being slightly out-braked. So we've got a great dice on for the 2-litre cars. They're running neck and neck. You can see the Alpha just slipping inside him there.
Beautiful pictures, a beautiful first lap to this Australia's Premier Motor Race. Cars zooming through here and coming along the pit straight, then turning left into Avco Mountain Straight. And here we go with the Alfetta. Peter Williamson going through the gears on his approach to the run up the mountain.
Frank Porter driving the Alfetta just in front of him. It'll be a great dice between these two makes, as well as the Derek Bell car, which qualified a little earlier, so he's out in front. But Williamson has the power in the Toyota.
Now the right-hander, GTX Ben coming up.
First car on the pitch, by the way, it's car number 40, the RX-7 Mazda of Terry Shield.
Now the short straightaway as we take the left-hander of BP Cutting to Child World Care sponsored corner.
Another car on the pitch, car number 48, just called in. That's the Barry Lee Mazda RX-3. And the leading 10. At the end of that first lap, as we sit with Peter Williamson climbing the mountain, it's Brock, Morris, Moffat, Grice, Charlie O'Brien, Peter Jansen, Gary Rogers, Johnny Harvey, and that's the difference in power. As the big Falcon goes by. Johnny Harvey's in 8th place. We have Dick Johnson from Queensland in 9th, and Gary Cook in 10th. They're the top 10.
Just about where we are now is where John Goss stacked his Falcon during practice earlier in the week, but that's him you can see moving along ahead of Peter Williamson's Celica at the moment. The KTEL-sponsored Falcon back on the track and racing with John Goss at the wheel.
Just watch, though, how Peter Williamson will close up on the big Ford down through this top part of the circuit. You often hear commentators referring to how these smaller class cars can make up ground. Well, you notice Goss, as soon as he gets on to Conrod straight away, will move away. But through this particular part of the circuit, Peter Williamson has moved right up on the bumper of the KTEL Ford, driven by Johnny Goss. Now, watch the Ford go away. Oh, right sideways, Dick Johnson.
And a complete spin. took up the escape road, as you can see, at the end of Rebel Straight. And now he's in pit straight, feeling very angry with himself, just in front of the fellow Falcon driver, old Murray Carter, who did a bit of dodging action. Here's the field now pouring down the end of the straight. And Johnson was well placed there. He had been up as high as 9th. Now he spun away half a dozen places. But back in the race, maybe with flat spotted tyres, we might see him head for the pits just to check on those tyres.
The leaders now heading up towards the top part of the mountain, around GTX Bend area. Alan Moffat still in third, but under siege from Grice and a horde of Tiranas. There's Peter Brock. 0-5. Mr. Cool going through. We'll wait for second place, Bobby Morris, and then he goes through. Bobby Morris doing very, very well, just sitting back off the pace a little, allowing Peter Brock to go to the front, stay there at this particular stage and not be challenged.
And while we watch Brock, there's a third car in the pits, another Mazda, the RX-7, the Newcastle MP Dean Hall driving for 3-6 performance. They're in the pits, so we've had 3 cars in the pits.
I would think going up over the top of the mountain, Grice was making a passing manoeuvre on Moffat. We'll wait and see if that has been affected. 0-5, Peter Brock running away. At this stage, coming through very, very cleanly. A good position for Brock, a place he likes to be, and a place that he is able to dictate the pace of this race from. The wide open spaces again of Conrod Straight. He's Peter Brock with a very good lead. Not the same challenge that we saw last year from Bobby Morris. There's the sweep, as you can see, down Conrod straightaway, and Brock about to go through on his approach for the completion of another lap.
The RX-7 being pushed to the back of the pits after only 1 lap, so that's the Newcastle entry.
50 miles per hour plus as Peter Brock barrels down Conrod Straight, having opened up a very impressive lead in the first couple of laps of the circuit in this year's Hardy Ferodo 1000.
Well, Brock will go through, and then we'll wait and see if Bobby Morris, yes, there's Morris